everyone, and welcome to the Pikeville City Manager's Report. I'm your host, Jill Fraley-Dotson, for today's show. As always, Pikeville City Manager Philip Ellswick joins us to talk about things going on in and around the city of Pikeville. And of course, with the last year that we had, we want to recap some things today to let you know what happened, things that were done while we were in quarantine and behind closed doors for a bit. But today is going to be our 2020 year in review. So, Philip, good day.
Hello.
This is something that we do every year. This review will be unlike any that you've done before, just because of the way that we had to structure our work within the city last year. Although nothing really changed except that we were not in person a whole lot.
Right.
There were a lot of things that happened and went on behind the scenes that we want to update everybody on. And of course, we're already planning for the year ahead. So we'll talk a little bit about that at the end.
Sure.
So let's get started with your year in review.
Okay. As everyone knows, COVID-19 was the primary driver of 2020, and in March, Mayor Carter issued a state of emergency, which really changed the way we operated. We closed City Hall and all of our administrative offices, and part of that was we delayed also filing some taxes. Tax deadlines that we had were extended to give businesses a little cushion before they had to pay those dollars. On our website, both the city's website and our economic development website, we went to great pains, I believe, to make COVID resources available to everyone so that businesses and individuals would know what sort of help was out there. We also modified the way we take payments internally in the city. Previously, it was you could pay online or you could pay by dropping your payment off at City Hall. Well, we extended that to now we will take payments over the phone. We will open utility accounts and close them over the phone. We really wanted to make that service much more accessible and easier for people during this time. In economic development, 2020, really, there were a lot of accomplishments in 2020, which seems counterintuitive, but one of the primary accomplishments was at Kentucky Enterprise Industrial Park. We've been building a spec building there, which we've talked about for months on the show. And it is nearly complete, and we have leased that to Right Way Land. And Right Way will be bringing their mixed materials division from Mingo County, West Virginia to the industrial park, and also relocating their corporate headquarters to the industrial park. So we will have 60 new employees working there, and we're really excited to have them there. Wrights is a great company, and there's a lot of other things that may come to fruition there because of their location. And also at the industrial park, we completed the access road. So the access road really made a significant difference to Wrights in their willingness to locate there or their interest to locate there. So the road has definitely had the intended effect and made the park a lot more accessible and much more attractive to businesses. In addition to the industrial park, we had 12 new businesses open through town. At the Commons, downtown, elsewhere in town, just a variety of new stores. That's a testament to Main Street, Minta Trimble and Jill's work in economic development. We're thankful to have those businesses. They're doing well, and we hope that trend will continue with new businesses opening soon. Also through COVID, we made it our mission to support our local restaurants and our businesses. We had a committee or a team internally that worked on this on a daily basis for some time. And the image on the screen is one of the things that we did to advertise the businesses or the restaurants that were open for carry-out, curbside, drive-through, and delivery. And we ran that advertisement frequently and had it on our social media so that people would know where they could still visit restaurants. We also designated some parking spaces in the downtown area. Former loading zones, we've now designated as 15-minute curbside and carry-out parking spaces. And those parking spaces are specific to restaurants and retail. They're not for you to park there and run into your attorney's office. It's for retail and restaurants only. And additionally to that, we had money in our budget that we redirected to a small business relief fund. So the commission granted $40,000 to be awarded to businesses throughout town that were being impacted by COVID, and we had 55 recipients of those grants. So 55 recipients and $40,000 means that nobody got a lot of money, but all of that money, no matter what it was very much appreciated by those businesses during that time. In February, I believe, we announced Fazoli's as located in Yorktown Landing on US 23 South. A picture of the owners there with Hillary and Jordan Stapleton. We are really excited for that to open. We hope that it will begin the revitalization of the US 23 corridor and become an anchor in the Yorktown Landing. So construction is ongoing. The current projected date, I think, is toward the end of April that it will open. So we're excited to have that restaurant. Area infrastructure and facilities, which is something we're always working on, of course, continued in 2020. We've talked for some time about a fiber to the premise project where we will deliver gigabit service to every business and resident in the city that so desires it. So we signed an agreement with Intermountain Cable, I think this was also in February, to begin that project in earnest. And they have done a tremendous amount of work around town with the engineering and the make-ready cost for the utility poles. It's requiring a lot of utility poles to be changed and replaced. But that project is moving forward, and it's moving forward quickly. So we hope construction will begin in the next few months, and that construction project is a 12 to 18 month period, and that's for the first phase. The fiber network will be constructed in 3 phases, but the first phase is mostly the downtown area and some of the neighborhoods adjoining the downtown area. Fiber is critical to the continued development of our economy locally. That's one of the first questions that we get asked when people are considering Pikeville for the industrial park, is if fiber is available there. And it is. It is now, and it will continue to be for some time, we hope. But it's really a game changer also to businesses that, small businesses that are working in the digital economy. Fiber is crucial to that. So we're excited about that project. We can't wait for it to get online and people to begin connecting to it and have a source of stable, good service, gigabit service, even if they so desire. Also, we opened the Overlook Event Center, and this project has been going on for a while. It's located at Bob Amos Park at the former Overlook, and we opened that in July. And since July, there have been numerous weddings and wedding showers, birthday parties, meetings, things there. It's become a very popular venue, and it's operated by the Appalachian Wireless Arena staff, which does an excellent job, with their other venue space, and this space is no different. It's become kind of the signature, I suppose, of our skyline, and we get so many questions about what that structure is. And it's also brought renewed attention to the cut-through. So many people are visiting that building, and then they're asking questions about the cut-through. So we're working on a variety of projects to provide some educational material at the site where people can really understand the history of the cut-through and the difference that it's made in Pikeville's history. Our wastewater treatment plant was completed in 2020. This was a project that began in 2017. And we totally changed the technology that was used there. It's now a membrane treatment plant. We've expanded the capacity of our plant from 2 million gallons per day to 4 million gallons per day. And that's crucial as we continue to build our economy, that people need to have excess sewer capacity. So as we approach that 4 million gallon per day capacity at some point in the future, we have the ability really simply to expand the plant to 6 million gallons per day. So that project has really changed the excess capacity that we have and eliminated any obstacles to a business located in Pikeville. The city partnered with the YMCA to construct a pool at their facility at Bob Amos, and it's been completed. It opened in May of 2020, and there's some photos there. It is a really impressive facility. The Y did an excellent job designing that and constructing that, and it's become very popular. I have so many people talk about it and compliment it, and that was a project that we were excited to be part of, and we're glad that we were able to partner with the Y to do that. Other infrastructure type projects, every year we do a number of repairs to our streets, repaving, milling damaged areas, and repaving, restriping. Last year in our fiscal year from July through June, we spent almost $900,000 in street repairs. That's an extraordinary amount of money for a city the size of Pikeville. But we strive to have a good road system for our residents and our businesses, and certainly that expenditure is evidence of that. The electric vehicle market is growing, and we receive calls in our office frequently about where people can charge their vehicles. And there's a few places around town, but the commission decided to install 2 charging stations in the parking garage. And those are coming online soon. We hope that that will make Pikeville a destination for owners of electric vehicles as they plan their trips. They'll see those stations are available and come to Pikeville to charge on their way to their next destination. At Hamley Athletic Complex, we have been working with the Panther Excellence Fund on construction of a new baseball and golf indoor training facility. That project is very nearly complete. It's located adjacent to the baseball stands and really provides them a great space to train indoors when the weather's bad or it's cold as it is now. And then finally, the city acquired the Ridgecliff Apartments as part of an agreement that dates back many, many years. So we are now operating that. Actually, the Housing Authority of Pikeville is operating that for us, but the city acquired that building and is now the owner. Our first responders, as always, are very important, not just to city government, but to our businesses and residents. And we owe them a lot of respect and gratitude for the work that they do, often behind the scenes. But at our fire department, we completed a comprehensive study that was prepared by a national group that focuses on first responders and emergency services. And that study has provided us some really good information about things that we could do differently, some equipment that perhaps we need to consider, and just some improvements in our service altogether. But all in all, the fire department was very impressive to this consultant, and really there wasn't many negative things to say at all. So we have an excellent fire department, and we will be implementing some of the changes that they made there. Additionally, the city received a grant from the Kentucky Fire Commission to build a burn unit training center, and that is now on site. It's being used very frequently by our fire department, but also by volunteer fire departments and other municipal departments in the area. We promoted 4 individuals to lieutenants at the fire department. That's a crucial position to the command structure and the way the fire department operates. And likewise, we hired 3 new firefighters and EMTs in 2020. We were awarded a grant by Kentucky Homeland Security for purchase of new radios, which is obviously very important for communications. And then there's a photo of the fire department and some of the commission receiving a check from Walmart where they made a donation to provide new mattresses for the fire department. The police department had a few changes last year as well. Following the events in Minnesota and in Lexington, the police department proposed and the commission adopted changes to 2 different policies. One is the use of force policy, and the other one is the search and seizure policy. We have brought those in line with national standards to ensure that people are treated as they should be, which has never been a problem with our police department, but it's important to have those policies in place. In addition to the fire department, we also received a grant for the police department to receive new radios. Every year we receive a grant from the Bureau of Justice to buy bulletproof vests, which obviously is critical to the safety of our police officers, and we take that very seriously and rotate those on the schedule to ensure that they're most effective. And every year at July 4th, the fire department and the police department work hand in hand to have the fireworks show, and we were very thankful to be able to do that in 2020, and we were able to do it safely, and it was well attended and a great show. As part of our COVID outreach, at the beginning of the pandemic in March and April, we had a series of videos that were done by our first responders, just to talk about the way that the departments were operating during this time. Those were available on social media, and we received a lot of positive comments with that, a lot of feedback about how much that was appreciated and the information that was available. Our dispatch center received a grant from the Kentucky 911 Services Board to purchase a new 911 system from AT&T. It's a $94,000 grant. That has been purchased and installed, and dispatch is operating with that. In 2020, we did a number of things, a number of other things that we consider more administrative. One of those was annexation. We annexed a portion of the Green Meadows Country Club at their request, and then we annexed part of the Sword Fork watershed, which is where the city's new road to the industrial park is. We will be rolling out. We've developed and designed a new app, and we will be rolling that out in the future, called City Aware, where we ask our residents if they see things in town that need to be fixed, to use this app, take a picture of it, let us know where it is, and we'll certainly take charge of that and get it done. The city typically receives recognitions every year, and this year 2020 was no different. We were named one of the top cities for fit lifestyle. We were named one of the Kentucky best road trips, actually the number 2 for the Kentucky Music Highway. And then we were also named as one of the top 2 best places to retire in Kentucky. So Pikeville and the work that we've done here, the success that the city's had, certainly is attracting attention from those outside of the region and outside of the state. And it's always good to be recognized in those ways. We have purchased new software for operation of our finance, tax, and utilities department. That'll be coming online soon. We worked diligently through 2020 to update our comprehensive plan, and we were able to do that in a safe way with our consultants, having face-to-face meetings at the arena or outdoors, and we received so much valuable information from our community. A few months ago, the commission found Suddenlink to be default of their franchise ordinance. And there were a number of provisions of the franchise that they are not performing in compliance with the ordinance. So that has been presented to Suddenlink. We are working with them to cure those defaults. There are liquidated damages associated with that default, but this is not about getting the liquidated damages. It's purely about getting good quality service for our residents and our businesses and making sure that they get the service they're paying for. But we're working with Suddenlink on that issue now, and we hope to have it resolved. And then finally, we reinstated our Historic Preservation Board. This has been a board that's been around for some time, but it had kind of fallen off the radar. So we've reinstated that, making historic preservation more of a focus of the city. Early in the pandemic, we formed a group called Destination Pikeville, which is a group of city employees and then also some volunteers that are active in it. And that group is focusing on achieving Trail Town certification for the city, as well as receiving certification as a creative arts district through the Kentucky Arts Council. And then finally, we're looking at a number of economic development incentives and things that we can do to make the arts economy in Pikeville thrive. That group has made tremendous progress, especially on Trail Town. And we'll be having our qualifying event for Trail Town in the near future, and we hope to have that certification in hand very soon. The Creative Arts District is moving along. It's much more involved than Trail Town perhaps, and we're working through that, and that we hope to achieve that certification. I think there's 9 Creative Arts Districts in Kentucky, none of which are in Eastern Kentucky, so we're very hopeful to receive that distinction. Every year, and we have new employees come and old employees go. This year, as I mentioned, we hired 3 new firefighters. We also hired 3 new dispatchers and a new police officer and an individual in our finance department. We also had 3 employees retire from city government. One of those, Sandy Walters, worked in finance. Captain Ricky Younce retired from the police department. One of our customer service clerks in the utility department, Marcia Ratliff, also retired. So it's always good to have an employee that has worked their career in city government and gets to the point that they can retire. Those were great employees, and we hated to see them go, but we're happy for them that they're able to retire. Our Main Street program is always extremely active, and 2020 was no exception. So even in the midst of the pandemic, there were a number of achievements in the Main Street program. One of which is the mural that you see on your screen. Austin Casebolt painted that mural, and it was unveiled in the late summer, early fall. We also did the Art Alley project across from the app, which received a tremendous number of visitors on a routine basis to take photos and just to see that. We unveiled a new Masonic bear near the Masonic Lodge. One of the things that is really exciting that Main Street accomplished is the entertainment district. We're referring to that as City Square. And that will allow us to have more events on the streets, people to have alcohol in that area. It just really opens a lot of possibilities to events that we can have in the downtown area. We were able to have pictures with Santa this year. We offered carriage rides. At the beginning of the pandemic, Main Street wanted to work diligently to assist our businesses. And one of the things that we did was purchase signs, open signs that a business can sit on the sidewalk outside their store to show that they're open. Those have been successful and popular. You'll see those around town. They're blue and white. It really attracts your attention to the entrance to the store. And at graduation last year, Main Street installed graduate banners. So every student that graduated from Pikeville High School had a banner in the downtown area with their photo on it and their name. The Appalachian Center for the Arts achieved Kentucky Arts Partner recognition last year. That is a tremendous move forward for the app and really brings them on the scene with arts across the state. We had a number of different projects that were going on with through the pandemic, educational and entertaining, Lab Clash. We had Prop It Up. We had a Christmas Carol play. Charlotte's Web was on the App Plaza in the summer. Rocky Horror Picture Show, which was, I think, the first time we've done that, was in the arena. We had Broadway boot camps, and then we had Kevin Prater's 40th anniversary show, a popular bluegrass musician from this area, and we hosted his 40th anniversary at the arena. Pikeville Tourism was also very active. We unveiled a new logo, which you see on your screen. We started a series of videos to focus on the history of Pikeville and the surrounding area. And we've done several of those now, and they've been very popular and receive a lot of great comments from both people locally and people away from here. We began advertising at Rupp Arena this year for the first time. We had our July 4th fireworks, as I mentioned earlier. We began a series of outdoor movies that we refer to as Reels in the Hills. We had those every month beginning, I think, in July at Bob Amos Park, and they just grew in popularity. And we'll be having one soon in February at the arena. Of course, Christmas is always a big event in Pikeville. This year was certainly no exception, and we did a number of things new this year that we hadn't done in the past, and received so many positive comments about our Christmas decorations in Pikeville. And we had Nightmare on Main, which was obviously very different than it's been in the past. Rather than being inside the arena, it was on Main Street with all of the organizations and the booths set up along Main Street, and it was a drive-through event. It was extremely popular, and we will likely do that again. And then we had our Lucky Duck Float Fest also at this summer as part of our Trail Town initiative. So 2020 was an extremely busy year. We achieved a lot of things during a year where there were a lot of obstacles, but we're certainly looking forward to 2021.
We certainly are, and what I think is so exciting is that since January 4th, when we reopened City Hall to in-person services and the Office of Economic Development, a lot of meetings have been taking place to plan for 2021. Right. Although there will still be some restrictions that we'll have to adhere to, those restrictions are loosened just maybe a little bit, so we're able to plan a little bit further out and better than what we have been. So we look forward to more shows and letting people know what's going on, and hopefully the events that they can attend in person.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have some new events come online in 2021. that will become a long-time staple of Pikeville, we hope.
We certainly hope so. One thing we do want to mention to our listeners and viewers is that the commission meetings at City Hall are still closed to the public.
They are.
But they are able to be viewed on our YouTube channel and on social media.
They can. They are being live streamed by Pike TV. You can participate there. We always provide time for viewers of that to make a comment that the commission will see, and we will interact that way. We hopefully will be able to open those meetings back to the public sometime soon and get back to normal business.
Certainly so. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely.
This has been the Pikeville City Manager's Report. Thank you so much for joining us.